Welcome to Character Debates. I am your entertaining host, Michael Harrison. Today, we sing the praises of musicals. Or will we? Musicals are a form of live play or movie that involves singing, dancing, acting, and set design. While using all of these disciplines makes some people write off musicals as a sensory overload, we have a debater here who thinks you can never have too much of a good thing. She is a young actress who just graduated from the world-famous Tisch School of the Arts. She has a passion for musicals and thinks that any entertainment that isn't one is second-rate and just a waste of her time. I'm happy to welcome Chloe O'Hara. Hey, Chloe, how you doing?
Oh, I'm okay. Thank you. I'm ready to change some minds and inspire some hearts.
Yeah, right? Musicals have had it sort of tough.
Yeah, they get a bad rap. I think people saw one show they didn't like, and now they're like, oh, this whole art form is for the birds.
Okay, good. Well, let's get over to your opponent then, because your opponent is actually a legend. He is a successful movie entertainer who has created several well-known films such as Rocky and Judge Dredd. Here to argue that musicals aren't the highest form of entertainment, we have Sylvester Stallone.
Hey, how you doing? How's everybody doing? All
Hey,
right?
buddy, how you doing?
It's good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thanks for coming on the show. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm very excited about this.
Ooh, a baritone.
Yeah. Is that how you judge everyone's voice right off the top? Mm-hmm. That is hilarious.
smooth.
I don't know if you want to hear his singing. I'll be honest with you.
Hey, come on, I wasn't that bad,
Okay.
With Darlie.
Yeah. Well, wait. Before we get over to your guys' opening statements, I wanna quickly acknowledge the judge, because here to judge, we have a lazy couch potato who honestly rather watch anything than do something. He's obsessed with being entertained and not focusing on his own life. To judge, we have Raymond Godrobo. Sorry,
Raymond Gorbo.
Gorbo, sorry.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
Raymond, how you doing?
I'm so happy to be here and not worrying about my family or my job or it just I'm so excited to meet you guys,
Yeah, you're in a podcast. This itself is entertainment.
I'm part of the entertainment.
You're
for the
part
first
of it.
time.
Exactly.
I love watching and now I'm part of it.
So tell me, what's your thoughts on musicals?
Oh, I love them.
Yeah?
So the fanfare, the dancing, the singing, everyone's all dressed. It's just, it's the perfect thing to take me out of thinking about my mom's cystic fibroids,
Gosh, really? Oh, man.
He gets it.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's the perfect thing for that,
Yeah,
for a particular case?
Well, that's what I use it for.
Oh, really? Musicals? Okay. Yeah. For your mom's pain. I love that. All right.
I
Wicked.
don't want to think about it.
Excellent. But you love every other entertainment. I heard that you have, 45 TVs in your house so that you're always entertained no matter which room you're in. Is that true?
That's true. I haven't taken a shit while not watching TV in at least 15 years, 16 years since I got the bathroom TV. So
Wow,
yeah.
why are you so scared of being bored?
Well, you start thinking about things like your father's cancer, and then it's just easier to just watch TV,
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. That's heavy. But it sounds like you're the perfect person to be judging this, and you also needed to get out of the house.
I would avoid Rent if I were you.
the musical or
Yes.
my rent? Okay.
Oh.
Well, because I don't want to
Into
think
that.
about my rent either. So maybe I will. I'll get back to you.
Okay. Well, let's start up with opening statements. And you know what? I want to start with Sylvester. Sylvester, what's your opening statement on why you think musicals aren't the highest form of entertainment?
Well, listen, don't get me wrong. I think they're okay, but I think it's a misconception of just, what reality is. It just scares people,
Yeah.
You can't just bust out saying, I want to be in America. That's just a little scary. You know what I mean? Not the context, but just the busting out and the enthusiasm.
Okay,
people
you hate
people are
that.
going to think you're mentally ill or something,
Really?
Are you talking about musicals or Apollo Creed from Rocky One?
Well, Apollo did try to sing. It didn't work out. We cut it out, There was a reason for that,
Of course. So you're saying the worst thing about it is the enthusiasm?
Yeah,
That is
just-
a hot take, I
it's
have
a
to
little
admit.
scary. It's a little
Is it scary? I mean,
I think the problem is because you're talking about untrained professionals. Movie stars just don't have the chops that classically trained singers, dancers, musical theater people, triple threats. They're called triple threats.
Yeah.
I'm a triple threat.
of course.
Yeah, torn meniscus be damned. I'll get back there. But I will, when people see bad quality stuff, they're like, oh, this whole art form is cheesy. It's stupid. I'm like, it's not going to look like cheesy enthusiasm
Yes.
when there's someone who's not actually straining their fucking vocal cords and smiling through the pain. Someone who can
Yeah.
actually fucking do it and make it look easy.
That's right, and it's sort of funny too because almost every form of entertainment has flaws, you know. So you're right; you can't just base it off one.
Yeah.
The difference, though, might be that musicals are actually very expensive. So if you do see a bad one, you lost a lot of money and was not entertained.
Well, I don't know. I can't tell the difference between the bad ones and the good ones because it's just too enthusiastic. It's too happy. I just think they should tone it down a little
Well,
bit.
I
be a little
recommend
more real.
Rent for you.
Yeah.
sir.
Maybe. Does it have a little bit of physical contact in Rent? Is it fighting or anything? I've never
There's
seen
fighting,
it.
there's fucking. Musicals get very sexy. Oh,
That's
my, quite
pretty good. Well, that's
tittillating.
definitely rated
Pretty
R.
sexy. I have to,
All right.
I
Certainly,
have to agree.
Rouge
yeah.
is my knees.
Oh, of course. Well, that is a good opening statement. Let's go over to your opponent, Chloe. What is your opening statement on why musicals are the highest form of entertainment?
Oh gosh, you're just seeing when you think talent. Oh, people are talented. Why? Because you put a camera right in their face and they cried. Oh, okay, talent. How about get up there, dance, rehearse for 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, do 8 shows a week, and you have to train your whole life dancing, singing, and on top of that, they're amazing actors. People say that they're not, but they're wrong.
Yeah.
They're wrong. They're just not getting that you when you're singing you have to act just a little bit differently, but it's still good.
That's right. A lot of big actors did do musicals and come from that.
Yeah, but it just seems a little dangerous too to be that charged, especially you got high blood pressure or something, What the hell's gonna happen? Yeah, I'm singing, I'm dancing, everyone's happy,
You're
then
right.
boom,
It
I'm
is
dead.
high risk. People don't understand. We're like warriors.
Yeah, you are a warrior, but it's very unnecessary warriors.
You know
don't
what?
have to
You
be
know what,
singing
though?
and dancing all the time.
I'm happy you guys brought that up because I actually looked up this stat. Injury is so common in musicals that apparently just over 50% of musical performers get injured during a production. So Sylvester, this
There you go.
Yeah, right.
There
There
you
you go. It's very. I mean, here's a good example. I found out that apparently even musicians in the pit. Recently, during a Back to the Future show, a skateboard flew from the stage into the orchestra pit and smashed a trumpeter's horn into his mouth, giving him a 2-inch gash in the top lip. The top lip that took him out for a
I'm
week.
sorry.
I hope he's
And-
okay, but lawsuit. That's
I'm
all
sorry.
saying.
Are you guys
Lawsuit.
telling me that that's not entertainment?
You're right. That's almost added. That's a good point.
I would love to see
Absolutely.
that. Put that
Hey,
on
that's
the
bonus
TV.
entertainment. Yeah, that was exactly my point, actually.
Is that too happy and enthusiastic for you now?
Yeah, it might be safer to get your kid involved in UFC. Let's face facts, right? What do you think, Sylvester? Do you think the danger and toll that these professionals put themselves through is what makes it even more exciting?
I think so in a way, absolutely. But I got to tell you, you get a lot of lawsuits that come with that. You got to sign waivers and all that. It's just a giant pain in the ass. When you're doing boxing, it's different. You slap on the gloves, you get a choreographer in there. There's safety, but there's also a little bit of violence. We're violently careful. If that
So
makes
wait,
any
what do you
sense.
think the highest form of entertainment is?
The highest form of entertainment probably is anything that involves physical sports, actions.
So wait, are you
action movies.
saying sports or are you saying movies?
Movies and sports, because
High
Rocky's
School
both,
Musical. Come on.
Rocky's boxing and it's action, it's they both tie together. They're married together,
Wow. Okay, so you actually consider Rocky also a sport?
Yeah, absolutely. It's boxing.
How many
Boxing's
times
a
have you been
sport.
hit in the head? That doesn't.
Well,
I feel like I don't think
did a lot
boxing
of
has
sparring,
choreography, right?
Yeah, boxing.
Actually, I beg to differ.
Really?
Rocky
Yes.
did.
Okay.
There's
What?
a rhythm. I think that you could beautifully choreograph that fight on stage with a trained fight choreographer. That's a real
Yes.
job.
Actually, you'd
I
be.
fucked several.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. All right.
You would actually. What is it? You'd actually be surprised because in 2014, Sylvester co-produced a Broadway musical adaptation of Rocky.
Rocky the
Oh, no.
musical.
Yeah, right. It lasted 6 months and was considered a flop.
Yep.
Yeah, Sylvester, what made you think a movie where a man boxes should be done with, I don't know, dancing and music? I
Well,
don't
let me
think-
tell you really did your homework. I really didn't want to bring that up. It's kind
Yeah.
of depressing, And again, let me reinstate, there was a lot of injuries on that set. You know why?
Right.
We had 2 choreographers. We had a fighting choreographer and we had a dance choreographer. And they got confused between the sets. So when the people were supposed to be singing, they got the fight choreographer. And when
Oh,
the
wow.
people were supposed to be fighting,
They had
the dance choreography. A lot of people got hurt.
Where
A lot
was
of
the
people got
music
hurt.
director and all this?
Well, we couldn't get Bill Conti, so we got some guy saying like James Brown. It was pretty good. It was pretty good.
Okay.
Well, see, now I feel like I know where the real reason he doesn't like
Living in
musicals.
America.
Yeah,
We all
yeah.
know that song. Come on.
I mean, if you want to know another reason why he might not like musicals, what is it? Due to complications at birth? Sylvester was born with paralysis of the left side of his face, which is giving him his signature slurred speech pattern.
Perfect for Phantom
Hey,
of
I
the
didn't
Opera.
notice until
Really?
you brought it up.
Really? Yeah. But
Give
fast.
it another shot. You just have to find the right show.
But wait, get this, because fast forward to 1984, he did star in one musical. He co-starred actually with Dolly Parton in a musical called Rhinestone, where he played a
Absolutely.
country singer. And critics panned the movie and were specifically harsh with your singing, Sylvester. So don't you think the critics who hate the movie are ableist for attacking the performance of a man with a crippled face?
Well, let me tell you, I take a lot of insult when you say cripple. Okay,
Really?
I'm not crippled. You don't
Well,
see
I'm just
crutches
saying.
on me. I'm not in a wheelchair. You know.
No,
So
just
are
your
you saying
face.
you're a naturally bad singer?
Yeah.
It's independent of your
Listen,
face?
I
Okay.
actually saw that one, and the singing was so bad that it reminded me of my cousin's throat surgery, and it brought me right back. And I love the music. I love Sly Stallone, but just the thought of the bleeding coming out all the time,
Hilarious.
it was too much.
Well, when you get
even
paid
the guy
$5
who
million,
loves
you'll
entertainment
do
wasn't
anything.
entertained. Look at that.
Listen, when you get paid $5 million, you'll do anything. That's what I got for the role.
Oh,
You know,
is that what
I didn't
happened
even,
with
I didn't
Russell
even know
Crowe?
what was going
I
on.
really miss.
You know, Dolly just said, "You want to sing?" I said, "Sure." She said,
Okay.
I got on there and they paid me. That's it.
Well, you don't say no
Yeah.
to Dolly.
I'm not into $5 million.
I
Absolutely
can't
not.
say no to Dolly.
Yeah. Although I do want to point out the original intent of my question, though, was to find out, because this sort of means musicals might be a little ableist, would you say? Because obviously they should have.
The physical stamina is required, and a lot of ability is required.
Yeah.
So you do have to be able to do those things. But don't worry, musical theater is also incredibly racist.
Okay, good point.
That's part of why I like it so
I really want to defend its ableism right now. It's incredibly racist industry.
I
don't even have
like
to
that
debate
argument.
this.
Let's distract from the one evil and showcase the other evil.
I don't know. Every time I see a movie, I'm just like, it would be so much better if there were songs that sound like they were sung by children in it. Just like not ever rhyming, just going back and forth and
Yeah.
a little bit jarring. And you're like, is this the end? Oh, no.
Right.
Oh, what are they exactly singing about? Especially with Andrew Lloyd Webber. You know, his lyrics are like, what? Don't cry for me, Argentina. Like, Argentina was not crying for. Anyway, I think we all understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
and you know,
here.
what you said with the rhyming right now too. That's another misconception of speech. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You start doing that, and then you influence everybody to do that, and everybody's rhyming and singing songs in the real world. You know, come on, it's just a little strange.
You're
don't you
afraid
think?
of the snowball effect.
I'm afraid of
You
the
afraid the
snowball.
rhythm is
You,
gonna
wait,
get
you
you?
think that's contagious? You think
I think
people
it
watch
could
a
be.
musical and be like, we should sing
Yeah.
now when we talk, and you think that would be bad?
Listen, I took George Lucas one time. Now, his age now, we
Yeah.
went to go see a musical. Okay, Chicago. He
Right.
couldn't shut the hell up the whole night. He just kept singing every lyric, every verse. And I don't know if it had something to do with something neurological or whatever.
Okay,
I'm just
fine.
telling you. I just think it's very dangerous when you're messing with speech like that.
I actually completely agree. It is dangerous. Go see a show. You're gonna get the bug. I promise.
Hilarious. I actually think that it's funny you brought up George Lucas, because I felt like the whole point of musicals is that with everyone singing, you're instantly escaped into a totally different reality where this is how people speak.
Elevated.
Right.
Well, here's they're not actually speaking. They're speaking their heart's truest desires.
Right.
They're so overcome with whatever
Emotions.
emotion, whatever.
Yes.
Many. Some songs are angry. I mean, those are the
it's a
fun ones.
dangerous-
That's another emotion. though.
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
suspense of belief, but it's a dangerous suspense of belief. Okay.
Yeah.
What are you so afraid of?
I'm afraid of the ridiculous happiness and enthusiasm that just doesn't work in the real world. You know.
Right.
I wrote a musical once. It was called Yo Adrian. You know. It was a great musical. Nobody wanted to do it because I didn't have everyone all happy. It was just me yelling at her all day in the apartment. Hey, Yo Adrian.
You
what-
need some balance.
Yeah, you need balance.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a good point. Actually, I want to, since this is all coming off the ableist question, and you brought up racism, I might as well throw this over to Chloe, because it's also documented that musicals are misogynistic.
Certainly.
A high percentage of women have been portrayed as either seductresses or ditzy comedic relief with a high-pitched voice. Both always cater to a male lead. Now, besides a few rarities, it wasn't until recently that more women leads started to be non-submissive characters. So why do you want to empower such a toxic male art form that constantly stereotypes women negatively?
Because the songs are pretty. The dancing is beautiful.
Yeah?
And
But
everyone wants to hear women sing more than men. You can oppress us all you want. Our voices sound better. And when men sing well, it's because they sound like women.
But maybe that's more to my point, though, because women are pretty dominant when it comes to singing. So wouldn't music then be the highest form of entertainment and not necessarily musicals?
But the story and the dancing, you mustn't forget the dancing.
Yeah?
It's the
Okay.
women who are wearing the skirts that twirl. Of course, men twirl. I'm not saying they don't. I would never say they don't twirl. But the women are the one who are wearing the dresses, traditional gender roles. I understand, but it's
So
the
a movie-
spectacle.
A movie just needs twirling. That's
Why do you think West Side Story is so good?
okay.
I actually like the misogyny in the musical because every time I talk to a woman, she's never using a cutesy voice. She's never. It's very low
never
and
like
harsh.
this.
No,
Right.
it's very rude to me. So like,
Yeah.
being able to escape and see like the perfect world where women are.
Golden Age musicals.
Exactly.
Yes.
You
maybe
get it. You get why I love it so much.
Maybe I'll get in trouble for this, but I kind of like the way the girls sang back then, in the musicals in a
Yeah.
way. I mean, I'm not a big fan, like I said, of musicals. Of
course.
But if they're going to do that part, I like the whole, squeaky voice and everything.
Someone's
Yeah.
gonna like Little Shop of Horrors.
I wouldn't go so far to say that, but, I just
Why
saying,
do you like women with squeaky voices?
No, not squeaky, but, it's just like, housewife kind of thing, what I mean?
Okay,
Good old-fashioned American,
yeah, submissive.
It's,
right.
it's
I
a
like-
dream I'll never have.
Yeah.
Treated me kindly. Daddy left early. Mama was poor.
Everyone,
I'd meet a man.
I can't
like
do
this.
that.
This is this song getting you hard because this is a duet and you can sing the other parts.
I'm in my 70s, but it's got me going a little bit. I gotta be honest with you.
Hey,
I just-
my
This is how
my heart's beating a little more. I don't care. I'm on her side.
This is how I feel when I watch Phantom and he's like, "Sing, angel of music." I'm like, oh my god, he's like her dad. It's creepy. I
Chloe,
don't know.
that was really good. Let's quickly establish you a little bit more. How did you get inspired to want to do musicals over anything else? What's the allure? How did it all start?
Well, I found that was the really most successful way for me to get attention.
Yeah?
So I really
Really?
just, yeah. I tried soccer. I was in choir, but because I was such a belty alto, they were like, your voice doesn't blend. And I'm like, fine, I'll be a soloist. So I tried out for.
Wait, what age were you?
When I I think
Yeah,
I
when
was
you-
13 when my millionaire parents first enrolled me in an acting class, and then I got the lead in
Okay,
that,
nice.
and so they donated a library, so that was really cool.
Uh-huh.
And then so I was like, okay. I was 13. I'm gonna go to a performing arts high school, and I got accepted. Can you believe it?
No.
And
How many libraries did they get?
oh, well, you know what? I found that I didn't enjoy my time there. I feel like I got really lost in the shuffle. I didn't feel like I was like one of the stars. So I transferred back to public school. And then I was the fucking best, obviously.
Right on. All right. And so you ended up going to Tisch, which is a revered.
Woo, go NYUs.
Yeah, that's a revered performing arts university.
Very.
Now, before the show, you mentioned you were easily the best actress in the entire school, teachers included. How good are you? What do you expect from your future moving forward?
Well,
And you graduated last year, right?
yes, I just graduated. I luckily am auditioning all the time. It's like a full-time job, so that's what I do instead of a full-time job. I just audition, and you know what they say? It takes 64 auditions before you book one on average. I think an actress said that, and so I'm at like 600. I think it's like it's due
Yeah.
anytime.
Any callbacks?
Anytime. Yeah.
Yeah, what was the callback for?
You can't fact check that, right?
Yeah, no.
Yes.
Do you sing when you do your auditions, or you just do a straight up monologue? Like, what do you do?
Oh, what a question. Depends on the show. If it's a musical, I'll sing. But I also audition for straight plays. Sometimes I sink to that level. I'm so
but
desperate.
you're kind of all over the place. You're singing,
Well, I'm a
and then
triple
you're
threat.
doing a monologue. You
Buddy.
got to stick to the one page. You know what I mean? It confuses everybody in the audition. You're singing, and then you're doing a monologue. What are you doing?
I don't know if the casting directors who gave me the sides are confused that I'm performing what they gave me.
Well, I don't know. I'd be confused. I had you in my studio.
I'm starting to
but-
see why your musical may have fallen apart.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, actually, I'm more curious just about the idea that you did mention that you were probably the best singer or best performer in the whole school, but now you're losing in all these auditions. Does this mean maybe reality's catching up? Maybe you're not as good as you think?
Oh, that's my worst nightmare.
Yeah.
Reality catch. Oh.
Yes.
Look, it's not like I've gotten no work. I worked at a haunted house. Yes, I played the hay. I worked. I worked at a birthday party. Sorry, no, I was invited to the birthday party. Okay.
Okay.
I'm getting.
But you sang at it. There was probably karaoke.
Yeah. No, they. Get me in a room and try to stop me. They did. They did stop me.
All right, nice. Now, let's just get to the nitty gritty of this, because Chloe, you've said that singing and dancing elevates all acting, no matter the genre, right?
Correct. Yes.
So you honestly believe that? What about pornography? Having a pizza delivery guy singing a melody before intercourse might be quite off-putting to everyone involved, right?
Okay, get out of my mind. That is my literal sexual fantasy.
Really?
No.
Oh, God.
Me too.
So some guy with jazz hands comes into a room?
No, I understand, because pizza's a lot of calories, and if you're getting
And I'm sorry, do you think you can
and then
dance?
he's dancing and that's pretty distracting from the calories that you're. I'm with her.
Yeah, but
And
you're
and
taking it
balancing
off.
a pizza while doing a pot shot. There's
That's
nothing
one hell of a
more
workout for me.
erotic.
I'll tell you. That's
Yeah.
beautiful. You're doing. You're working off the pizza with the sex.
But I mean, if I don't know, wouldn't you think it'd be maybe difficult to stay aroused if you're singing and dancing and trying to focus on putting it into the other person's body?
Well,
You know, like,
you could
wouldn't
chew
that-
bubble gum and walk at the same time.
Yeah,
okay?
can
You
you
can
not?
multitask, girl. Okay?
That is one talent I want to
can't-
see.
I
baby.
can't do
Listen,
that,
You
but-
gotta be able to do that and to survive. In
I don't know if
entertainment.
you guys have ever been in an acting class.
Okay.
But there is something called what is it called? Like physical improv.
Sounds like you haven't been to an acting class.
I have. Even though it was a public. It was Tisch. It was Tisch,
Yeah.
and I passed. That's all that matters. I passed. The grade doesn't matter. It just matters whether you pass and you get the grade. So
Yeah,
that's
they're
what I
probably
did.
jealous.
But in an acting class, there is an exercise. It's very sexual. It is so erotic. People are constantly touching each other. People are constantly crying. People are constantly being coaxed into talking about their traumas. That there is
horrible.
so they are so horny by the end of class because there was so much rubbing and touching the whole time. In every show, all the cast fucks each other.
I bet.
If you're in a theater program where there's like
Yeah.
a couple people, you're all fucking each other. It's incredibly erotic. So I feel like you guys just
This
don't
is
have the
what's going on at
imagination to
Tisch?
dance sex because it is possible.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, you're right. I would have figured dancing while performing.
Two men
sex.
do it the best together.
Yeah.
I will have to say.
I don't
It
know
is
if you saw me
easiest.
and Carl Weathers in the beach. When we were jumping up and down, that was pretty in sync. We
Go
were
on.
just, in Rocky 3. We wear our Daisy Duke shorts and we were just jumping up and down the water. People said what they said, but I think it was
Just
beautiful.
the
I think it was a
two
beautiful
of us.
movement.
Yeah.
At the
Okay.
same
Yeah,
time.
that's almost equivalent to
Did I
dancing.
get a little weird right now? I think I got a little weird,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Let me
See,
go
if
to the
you-
judge. Judge, do you feel weird?
No, this all sounds pretty entertaining.
The
to
song
me.
made it better because the song made it better. The song expresses what they cannot. There's tension between them, but they couldn't. It was the 70s. They couldn't show them actually, having sex.
Yeah.
So a song play over. Now we all understand what has happened.
Well, how about this? Let's go to this one because I'm going to list 3 other kinds of entertainment. Chloe, let me know what's wrong with them and why they aren't even close to being the same ballpark as musicals. First one, stand-up comedy.
Oh God.
Really?
Just talking.
Yeah.
Just one part. no ensemble.
Yeah, a person bearing his soul.
Why would anyone pay for that? Just go up to a guy. He'll tell you. He'll do the same thing.
Really?
Yeah, he'll ask you.
You don't think like humorous storytelling, connecting to an audience with only your personality would be a high form?
I think that if you do that and 16 pirouettes, now we're talking.
Okay.
Oh, brother.
Okay, so you need more action. Okay. Here's a second form of entertainment. WWE wrestling is what do you think about that?
Well, I did go to how do you call them? A presentation.
Yes.
What do you,
A wrestling presentation.
Yes, and I was like, oh, these are characters. They're getting physical. It was. I loved the spectacle, but then I found all the storylines to be the same. They just kind of fought each other, and I'm like, where's the arc? Where's the through line? Where's the 11 o'clock finale? What are we doing? Where's the Act 1 fucking finale?
That's right.
I don't. It's such a missed opportunity. Imagine if Hulk Hogan talked about what he wanted for himself before he got in the ring, and you really understood the stakes emotionally.
Yes.
Can you imagine?
You're right.
Or maybe when I wait, but in his bass, obviously.
Yeah, obviously. Okay, that's pretty good.
Maybe when I wait.
I'm gonna put you in Yo Adrian. I swear, if I get that thing going, she's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Thank you. I'll
pretty
send
good.
you my rates.
Yeah, we'll talk.
Okay, your third kind of entertainment I was going to ask was podcasts. Why are musicals so much better than podcasts?
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
Why? You're here. You're in one.
Yes, but this is different because there's a woman here.
I get women
So-
on this podcast before.
No, but I mean, most podcasts I've heard are just two men talking, and I'm like, please, one of you just sing.
I'm not gonna lie.
Just elongate a note, like this is the radio. We're listening to the radio, and there's no fucking music. Like, what is the point? Oh, let's turn on the radio to hear the fucking commercials. Like, what are we doing? At least some commercials have jingles.
Okay, good call.
I'm sorry. I'm upset. Podcasts make me upset.
And that's why I guess you're singing in between talking. You're fixing that for us.
I'm
appreciate it.
I'm elevating the mood.
So that's what you're doing. You see, you're singing and you're talking. You're confused. That's what music is doing to you. You don't know what you're in a real state of reality right now. You got to talk on one page. You're just, don't tell me not to live and sit and putter. We can't do that.
I knew it.
What?
You like Funny Girl, don't you?
Yeah, I did. All right. I'm a bit of a
everyone loves
Streisand fan. We're friends. We're
Everyone
friends.
loves Babs. See, I think it is you who's not living in your reality, your
don't
true
know.
reality,
Ah.
the reality of someone who enjoys a nice.
I saw a couple of my brother Frank Stallone's musicals in Atlantic City. It was pretty sad.
Yeah?
So I think I'm
Okay.
living in a very, very much real world.
Still way better
Yeah.
than Rhinestone.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
I wouldn't recommend it in the world.
Of course.
I got rejected for a job that I got really close to in Atlantic City.
Oh,
Got callbacks and everything.
triggered, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. Let's not bring up Atlantic City again during the rest of this podcast. Actually, you brought up triple threat earlier. Let's go over to Sylvester. Sylvester, if singing, dancing, acting is not a triple threat, what would your version of a triple threat be?
If singing, dancing, acting is not a triple threat,
What do you think an actual triple threat should be?
well, what do you mean triple threat in a positive? Like
Like if you had a way for a performance, what would a triple threat be?
If I had a way for a performance of triple threat, it would probably be fighting, physical
Yeah,
contact.
okay.
And also like a little bit of tenderness too, you know what I mean? Bring contradiction to the violence, just be a versatile actor, you know what I mean?
So you're saying sex, violence, and acting?
Sex,
That's your
violence, and
that's your
absolutely.
triple threat?
Absolutely.
Oh,
All the
God.
best do it. All the best do it.
It's a simple formula, but it's pretty good
Yeah.
every time.
You ever saw Rambo? There was
Dude,
a lot
I think
of
this
that
is
in
what
that.
guys do every day, right? You, what is it? We think about, we get horny or think about sex.
Oh, I don't have sex.
No, okay. Well,
We'll hang out, my friend. We'll hang out.
We like to get
You're
violent.
gonna have to come over.
we won't have sex together.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Okay.
that's
And we
a thing.
also-
maybe we'll. I don't know.
I
We'll
don't-
see what happens.
Maybe we could do a podcast and
Sure.
see,
Yes.
see who says something racist first.
Yeah, we'll see.
That sounds
Yeah.
pretty fun.
I'll show
Do you
some
need an
pictures.
opening number?
Yeah, yeah. If you have a theme song, I know someone.
This is the podcast. We're not racist.
See, she's doing it again. I love it.
Right.
Keep that.
Doing it again.
Actually, one thing I really like about Broadway musicals actually is first off, they do generally run between 2 and 2.5 hours, but they have a 15 to 20 minute intermission. Sylvester. Movies can be that long too, except they don't have an intermission when I go see them in the movie theater. You know what that means? That means I have to hold my bladder, possibly get an infection, and die.
Well,
Don't you think Broadway plays are more thoughtful of my health because they value my bladder? They never tried to kill me.
Listen, when you're going to go, that's your business. You're going to go. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
when you're watching my movies, you can't go because you just got to see what's going to happen.
Oh, yeah?
You got to see if Rambo's going to take on the police.
Okay.
You got to see
I have
if
a feeling
Rocky's
he
going to
will.
knock out the Russian. You
I
know?
have a feeling we will too.
You take a piss, you're going to miss all that. That's your fault.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But that's what I mean. At a Broadway, they would actually give me a chance to go pee and then come back, and then I get to
No.
resume seeing the action.
Broadway gives you a chance to get booze so you can forget about what you just watched.
And it's
That's what it
only
is.
$600.
Okay? It is.
I can't do the intermission. The movie's so much better for me because every time there's an intermission, I check my phone and there's 12 texts from my sister-in-law saying that the garage door crushed her dog, and I just can't. I feel like I just want the play to start up again. You know, like in a movie,
How many
I could
dogs-
just
wait, how many
just
dogs-
watch straight through. It happens.
How
a
many
lot.
dogs does she won't go through?
It's almost like she's feeding the dog to the garage door. It happens so often.
my God.
So in a movie, I just
Wait,
turn it
that
on.
sounds like a
and,
great
and
musical.
AMC
That sounds
just
like a great
plays,
screenplay.
and I could just watch and not think about whatever my sister-in-law's doing. You know.
Is this dog still alive? I'm sorry. No? Okay.
No, but that's why I like to
How
be
many
entertained.
dogs has this garage
it's
killed?
Too many dogs for me to keep getting these texts.
Yeah.
Aye, aye.
Okay. Oh, justice. That's hilarious. All right. I'm gonna move on from this then, and I want to now start breaking down the components of a musical. So let's do that. First off, the acting in a musical, by anyone's standard, I think we can agree is a bit much. Everyone tends to overact, and it can be very cringy.
I
You can,
agree.
Chloe.
You are in
I
a
agree.
huge theater. You're not up here on screen.
What
You
about
have
the
to
screen musicals?
communicate. You have to communicate.
Look, she's
What about
moving her
screen
hands.
musicals too? Even like that. Like, don't you think they're acting spoon feeds an audience, which isn't as good as subtler performances?
Okay. Let's compare to performances when you're singing.
Okay.
Come on, babe, why don't we paint the town and all that jazz? Okay.
Yes.
Now watch.
By the way, no one can hear this.
Come on, babe, why don't we paint the town? I mean, do you
yeah.
see how
Yeah,
make
you
him
see,
Yeah,
better?
you're
than
definitely-
others?
arms.
was
It's
Her
very-
face was more
entertaining.
expressive.
That's-
It
I
was
get
more
it.
entertaining, but it was a little scary. She
Yeah,
took the hat
yeah.
off. She's waving the arms
You're
around.
then you're just afraid of women owning their sexuality.
No, I'm just afraid of your fist hitting my face. You know what I mean? I just got Botox this week. I can't have anyone mess anything
To be
up
fair,
there.
that song is about a woman killing a guy. So
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's fair.
you
I guess that's
understood
appropriate.
To
the
be worried, yeah.
subtext.
But don't you think you're really knocking them over the head trying to show that emotion? Don't you think like we could sort of figure it out, knowing
You
what you're
have to
singing
see
about?
it from the back row, and I don't know. There's jukebox musicals where you can
Yep.
hear all of your favorite songs, but just a Gleeified version. I don't know if there's
Okay.
anything better than that. Quite frankly.
Okay.
I'm
okay.
still a little nervous with that. You know, she just got a little too crazy right now. With
Yeah,
the
you're
hands
like
and
next to
everything.
no expressive. Half your face
No.
can't even express.
Exactly, and I
Right.
like it like that. You
Yeah,
know, I know where
okay.
you're coming from. I
Most
wanna know where
actors
you're
should only
coming from.
express
Didn't-
using half a
didn't-
face.
Exactly.
I get
Yeah,
it.
De
like
Niro
how-
only has one face. You know, when he squints
Yeah,
his
De
eye up.
Niro.
Exactly.
De Niro has a
And you
perfectly
can't
fine
see
face,
that
and he
from
only
the
uses half of
back
it.
row.
Sorry.
And you can't see that from the back row.
Ah.
The subtle expressions. You gotta be
Yeah.
like Carol Burnett.
All right.
Like Carol Burnett.
That's
It's theater, I guess. That's it's theater.
That is. Let's get to another component, because another component of musicals, and this goes to Sylvester, is the singing. I will give this to Chloe because the singing is very impressive in a musical. Even if it isn't very realistic to the situation, don't you think it keeps a bad movie from being totally boring? At least you might hear a good tune if the script sucks.
Yeah, I agree. Listen, in Rocky, when I had those guys singing around the fire, you know, my brother was a singer there. He was like, do, 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 do. That was good for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
It's not good for 5 minutes. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yes.
Tone it down a little bit.
Or 2 hours.
So
Exactly,
you want
2
a
hours.
medley. There's
A little
nothing
bit.
wrong with that.
Yeah, it is a nice break. I'll give you that. One thing I have noticed about singing, as opposed to dialogue, though, is that a lot less words get used. So singing almost feels like filler for what could be more time to create more plot.
Absolutely.
Right, Chloe, are you sure that singing was thrown in possibly by lazy writers who want to make their job easier?
Yeah. Lazy writers who are like, let me compose a whole fucking score, lyrics, move the plot forward, and show their deepest emotion, and also keep in theme with everything else in the musical. Lazy. Okay.
Yeah. Exactly, right? because now they're spending so much time singing when
Do
they
you
could do
think-
something else like
Here's the thing,
I don't know,
Fill it in the gaps.
character development.
I think you have a fundamental misunderstanding of how a musical is written. There is not like a writer's room being like everything but the song.
Well,
It's-
maybe
Yes.
there should be.
Yeah.
Maybe there should be. I mean, I'm sorry.
Well, there's Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, so.
fair.
There's enough to
Great
sing about
show.
that. That's for sure.
Great show. I loved it. It reminded me a lot of myself.
But maybe the idea, maybe exactly what I'm trying to say is that you're going to get more character development out if you focus on writing like a normal play instead of a musical.
No, because then I never know how the character sings.
No, yeah, okay.
If I don't
that's
hear
on-
their
that
singing
is-
voice, I'm like, literally, you're a stranger.
Yeah, that's on my head
Everybody
all the time.
sing. I just want to know. Just this note.
Well, I'm a hummer, so.
That was perfect pitch.
thank
Perfect
you.
pitch.
Thank
I knew
you.
it. Come on, potato.
Oh,
Okay, nice breath
Oh, is it-
support.
That was
That's
good.
funny.
Thank you.
okay.
Oh my God, really?
That was a tenor.
That
Yeah,
was,
yeah.
High.
That
That
was
was
the
very
least-
high.
That was the least entertained I've been in a long time.
Oh God,
That was. I started thinking about other stuff.
this
That
is my
was-
podcast. I shouldn't have done that.
Don't quit your day job.
Okay, all right. Well, you know what, Chloe? Let's do the third one then. Dancing. Because dancing does seem to be the absolute weirdest part of musicals. In so many movies and theater musicals, not only will the character who's singing their feelings be dancing, but also the entire background will get in on it, from some guy who is looking to buy fruit to both a woman and her baby who are admiring a fountain. So everyone breaks the fourth wall. Then when the song is done, they all go back to doing what they were doing like nothing happened. So why does the whole background need to dance? Even the baby had to dance. Is dancing better in large numbers? What's going on?
Literally, yes. First off, I think we're misunderstanding that musicals are realism. They're very much
I don't think so.
not. No one is like, that would the point is that it would never happen. Not everyone's a good singer in real life, and thank God, or else I wouldn't be special.
Yeah, of
like
course.
it is obviously a suspended, heightened reality. And I don't like who the fuck complains about a dancing baby? Like that sounds amazing.
I mean, it's just the background.
the
Then the baby like walks off, doesn't even act like they know the person they just sang with. Everyone goes back to doing whatever they were doing.
That's
It's jarring.
It's not breaking the fourth wall. It's building an extra wall, a wall of dance.
Oh God.
And then they tear back down that wall. They're back at the fourth wall, and then they carry on. And when they talk to the audience,
fifth
when they make an aside, like sometimes they do, but it's usually when they're singing a solo song.
It's a wall of danger, if you ask me.
I
I'm telling you.
I would love to have people dancing in the street, because the once every 2 weeks that I have to leave my house, I walk around and there's nobody dancing, and all I can think about is my brother who just had a roofing accident.
Oh God.
He fell onto a tree that was being grown and impaled himself. And
Oh,
I
God.
just feel like if people were dancing, I wouldn't have been thinking about my impaled brother.
Let me say, you want to see people dancing aimlessly in the street, go to 8th Avenue at 12 o'clock at night, okay, 43rd Street. You'll see some
The
dancing.
choreography's terrible.
Maybe, but at least they're in sync.
Oh God. You must have a really big family.
Not anymore. Jesus.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's going down very slowly.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Now, Sylvester, as we were discussing, musicals
Sure.
are a bit of a spectacle, like action movies.
Right.
Right? They have lots of loud sounds, interesting visuals, stunts. I'm also not going to have to think much. So shouldn't entertainment where I don't need to think be the highest because thinking's hard? Like if I watch something and I don't understand the situation, then I'm insulted because it makes me feel dumb. Entertainment should not make me feel dumb. In musicals, if I don't get it, I see a lot of cool stuff and it distracts me from feeling dumb. Because it's sort of a dumb art. I like that. Why do you want me to realize I'm dumb?
What do you mean, dumb? You also, these are cautionary things, you know what I mean? We teach you in action movies, you know what I mean? You don't put lighter fluid, right?
Okay.
Near matches or lighter, right?
Of course, but I mean musicals.
We teach you that. It's smart.
I feel like action movies teach that you should do those things because it's cool.
No,
I never
they
felt
do,
dumb
but
watching an action movie.
exactly.
No,
Why?
Okay.
It's very simple. I saw my second cousin once removed put too much gasoline on a bonfire,
There
and
you
then
go.
it came back up and exploded on
There you
him.
go.
So
We
So
do
now
it
he's
out of
fully
a moment of
removed.
desperation.
I watched an action movie, and I'm like, see, yep, nope, I was smart enough not to do that.
Exactly.
And
And
so
the
was this guy.
one-liners are very intelligent. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? You know?
Yeah, yeah.
I had
Get
a couple
back
of
to the
good ones.
chopper.
Yeah, well, don't talk about that asshole.
Yeah,
You know
okay.
what I mean? But I'm talking about some of mine. You know what I mean?
Of
Like,
course.
Come on, you want to do
Adrian!
Adrian!
Yeah. I
Perfect
got it.
vocal technique.
I had a prime. You know what I mean? Things like that. That was intelligent. You
But
know
wait,
what I mean?
I honestly, okay, I don't think I've learned anything. Like from Rambo, for instance, I think I remember once you shooting at a car and the whole car exploded in flames. I don't think that's real
Wasn't
at
that
all.
beautiful? That was a
I
beautiful
saw it
scene.
happen.
What do
You
mean?
didn't learn how to sew up your arm? I sure did.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, listen, that's because you didn't grow up in Hell's Kitchen. That happened every day of the week. there.
Really?
Okay.
Okay.
Exploding cars, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Chaos and screaming, you know?
This would be a
That's-
great musical.
Listen, maybe it is, you know what
Hell's
I mean? But
Kitchen.
bottom line is, you
Yeah.
know,
Let's get
we
out of
teach you
hell.
something. It's not just for dummies, you know what I mean? There is a method to the madness in my action movies, you know?
Gotcha.
When I slit that guy's throat in that movie Cobra, that was you know you learned a lot about arteries and stuff, you know, and bleeding out and how fast you can bleed out. That's pretty, you know, if you're a medical student, that's pretty intelligent.
So you think actions are like you said the highest form of
Absolutely.
entertainment, but it's
Absolutely.
because they teach me stuff.
Guys, if
it's
you want slit
it's one of the
throats,
many things
Sweeney
that they
Todd.
do. It's one
Yeah.
of the many things that they do.
But like I say, I want entertainment that doesn't make me feel dumb. So I feel like
That's the thing about musicals. There is nothing deeper. If you go on Wikipedia
Okay.
to be like, what did that song mean? They're like, nothing.
yeah,
It's got changed around so many
But
times and it had to
musicals are
sound
dangerous.
nice.
You're just flailing your arms. You're singing aimlessly. I directed Staying Alive, okay, with John Travolta.
I know, that was-
And I had
it was
to
a
cut
terrible
lot-
film.
It was. Thank you very much. You
Yeah.
know, that was his idea.
that
wasn't
was
mine.
I didn't want to bring that one up today, but that's like another reason why maybe you should stay out of
Yeah,
musicals.
Well, let me tell you something, okay? He wanted to do the whole thing with musicals. Thank God I put some dialogue in there because he hurt a lot of people. You know, he was just flinging around, singing it. He thought everything was Saturday Night Fever. I said, you got to take a Quaalude or something. Calm down. You know what I mean? Speak a little bit.
Okay. I mean, it was the sequel to Saturday Night Fever. So.
Yeah, it was.
Right.
But, you know, you got to have more
He had
dialogue.
chills and they multiplied.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. Well, then, how about this? Live Broadway musicals are very in the moment, right, Sylvester? So unlike the medium of television or movies, if you make a mistake, it could be edited out or redone. But if a Broadway actor farts, that song from Hamilton is going to be stinky. So don't you think that at least we can narrow it down to live performance art would be around the highest form of entertainment since anything can happen and performers have to deal with things in the moment?
The stakes are real.
I think you have a good point, but then again, you know, when those real things happen, you got to use them, like you just said, right? And you have to just go along with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you don't
it
have
doesn't-
to in a film. Like if your fly's down, someone will say cut, and then
Yeah.
you'll just bring it up, and then boom, you're ready to shoot the shot.
Yes,
you
you
could
do it
use a-
over and over, and you only have to do it right once, and it's basically an accident.
Yeah,
Do
hey.
it right 8 times a week, my friend.
Exactly.
Most of my takes, I do it in one shot. There's no mistakes. You know what I mean? And if somebody defecates, 9 out of 10 times I wrote it in the script. So, you know. it's
So
not
it
a
was
big
you.
deal.
Yeah.
It was me. Things like that I experienced, I put in the movies, you know.
You're just trying to make it work.
I just try to make it work.
Really? Okay. All right. I want to call it BS, but I don't have enough time. So, Chloe, your final question before I go over to the judge. Different cultures have different traditions and expectations when it comes to entertainment. I've noticed the conventions of regional musical theater don't translate like normal films or plays. For instance, Bollywood films feature Hindu performers, and they're almost all musicals. While Americans can appreciate foreign films, they don't really appreciate Bollywood movies. We view them as campy and annoying. So how can musicals be so highly regarded when they don't translate to everyone?
Well, translate.
Yeah.
Someone not liking it, it's because they're seeing something. And also,
Are you saying it's because I'm racist that I don't like Bollywood films?
look, I wasn't gonna say it. I was gonna write a review later. Well, because as far as musical goes, Bollywood is quite different even from like traditional American musicals. It moves in a way. It's very fantastical. It's very romantic, and
You don't even like Bollywood films, do you?
I'm not racist.
I don't think she does.
That's what I'm saying. They don't.
You don't like
So
Hollywood.
I can understand why, if you don't like musicals in the first place, you probably wouldn't like a musical turned up a little bit, the dial. But I think I think that people just see one musical they don't like once, and they write off the whole art form, or honestly, even more.
And the musical they don't like is probably Bollywood.
Okay, that is not a musical. Bollywood,
Or a Bollywood movie. Sorry.
It's a Bollywood movie. I don't know. Maybe they take acid and feel differently. But I really think the number one reason people don't like musicals is because theater kids are annoying.
You got a point there.
They don't want to like what they like. They don't want to hang out with them.
I mean, film actors aren't peaches either.
Oh,
We're a pain in the ass. Yeah.
Yeah.
We could be. We could be. Sure.
Right?
yes, but see, film actors are famous where theater kids are just like all around you all the time in bars,
Yes.
in your classrooms, on the subway, drunk. Doing a duet because they just feel like, I'm talking about me. I do duets all the time. Will you be Glinda? I'll be Elphaba.
Yeah. You heard how I sung earlier, so if you want to take that gamble, we could do it later.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna move over to your judge, Raymond. First off, hell of a debate so far, right?
It's very entertaining. Yeah.
Yeah, and you've done well yourself so far. You've
thank
depressed
you.
it a few
Okay,
times
thank you.
here and there, but yeah.
Yeah, I
But
don't
you've
want
done
any
a
more
lot.
stories from this guy.
Yeah.
It's just my life. I don't know what to tell you.
So this is a moment where I actually ask you to offer any cross-examination questions to each of the debaters. Do you have anything you want to ask them to clarify?
Some cross because I love both of the types of like the specialization in your movies where it's all just boxy. It's just so good at and the dynamicness of the musicals. It helps me forget that my dad's uncle's other nephew was driving down the highway
Your
and
cousin.
a log
Here we go again.
fell off of a logging truck and impaled him, and he didn't die. He's just got
Wait.
a log
It's
in
another
him.
impale.
Even with a blunt edge, it went
Yeah,
through
it just
him.
went through him.
Because I remember a tree stump also impaled me. I
Yeah.
feel like your families have like are like their bodies are bad.
Yeah,
If
that's
they
a
can
body.
be impaled by something flat and cylindrical.
Yeah, what's wrong with your what's wrong with your weak family
Our
body?
bodies are made of paper.
Yeah.
Is what the doctor said. It's like a cardboard. It's close to it, but it's frail. It is tough.
No wonder you like to do nothing.
And I
It's
like to do
dangerous out
nothing.
there.
It's very scary.
Okay.
Out in the world. So anyway, what I would love from the two of you is in 1 minute to describe the most entertaining thing that you would like to make to entertain me, and then I can help decide, because I love everything that all of you guys do. So in this moment describe what you would make that I could put on
Who
all
you starting
46 of my TVs.
Who are you starting with?
We'll start with Sly over here.
Well, I want to take a couple of things from your life, like the dog in the garage,
Yeah.
And like maybe like somebody can come and try to rescue that dog because they just kept getting locked in the garage.
That'd be good for
And
at
then,
least
like,
that dog.
Yeah, absolutely. And then they can't get in, and then your uncle gets hit in the chest with a log, you know what I mean? And then your mother can fall down a big flight of stairs, and they can't find her.
And then he
Okay.
becomes a boxer.
and
The
it
dog
becomes-
becomes a boxer and
He fights
fights.
his way out.
So it's kind of like Air Bud, but Air Box. I got it.
Yeah, we'll have
Okay.
a bunch of chaos, you know what I mean? But it'll be method to the madness, you know?
Okay.
Okay. And I'll do the musical adaptation of that exactly. and boxer.
Yeah.
Obviously, we open with "I'm just a poor boy, though my story is seldom told." No, someone else be Garfunkel. I have squandered my resistance in a pocket full of
supposed to be an action
mumbles,
movie,
such high
right?
promises. No, here's the action. All eyes and chest, still a man hears what he wants to hear.
I like it because it contradicts the violence. That's very good.
Yeah.
And we
That's
could
the
have
whole
your
point
uncle's chest
of the
exploding at
boxer,
that
the
point.
song.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sorry, that made me cry.
I know. And then
I'm just-
and then the dog. Is it about the dog or is it about the getting hit with a tree? The impale.
fuck, any dog songs? All I know is how much is that doggy in the window. Shit.
I know that
I'll get back to
bow
you.
wow wow yippee yo yippee yay. That
There
that
we
one.
go.
That's a dog song.
Okay.
I do like that one.
Buddy, do you have any more questions for Sylvester?
I don't think so. I'm just happy. I'm honored to be here with one of the best. You know,
Thank you. I'm going to get you laid. All right, don't worry. It's
oh,
going to happen. All
it's
right?
going to be very difficult, but I appreciate
All
it.
right, we're going to work on it.
Yeah.
Be a little more confident. We'll
And
be
I
all right.
can't get you laid unless you like men.
That's also going to be equally as difficult.
Well,
Yeah.
that's a start.
Yeah.
That's a start.
I'll put this. What about any more questions for Chloe? Do you have any more clarifying, cross-examining questions for Chloe?
No, I don't think so.
He's heard enough.
Yeah, hey,
I'm-
he's
I-
not.
the-
This is what
the
every
singing
casting
is
Not a very
director said
curious
to
judge.
me.
This one is. He might. I feel like he wasn't even judging for most of this. He was just being entertained and sitting
He
back
was.
and
He was
watching.
I saw him kicking his feet.
He
and
fell in
great
love with the
time.
ingenue.
Yeah.
She had the advantage.
All right, let's go over to closing statements then. And this time we're gonna start with Chloe. Chloe, what is your final closing statement to impart to the judge on why you think musicals are the highest form of entertainment?
Look, we may be annoying off stage and possibly on stage, but we're really good at what we do. We're much better than you, and there's no way you can catch up to us, and that's why you should pay to see us. Thank you.
Nice. They're better
good.
than everybody.
Yeah,
Okay.
just at singing, dancing, and acting.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys are like better at like computers.
No, none of us are.
Definitely
Really.
not me. I haven't seen a computer in years. But I'm just going to sum it up real quick. Okay?
All right. Well, this is gonna be your closing statement.
Absolutely.
All right, Sylvester, shoot it. Closing statement on why you believe musicals are not the highest form of
Okay,
entertainment.
what would you rather see? Okay, a guy in his car singing 20 minutes about how much he loves his car and he's got the girl there, or would you rather see the car explode? Okay, he flies out of the car and the girl, he can't find her and he has to fight to save the girl.
And then
okay,
dances.
there's a story there. All right, and it's action, it's blood, it's guts, it's glory. That's what people want to see. They don't want to see you sing about it. They want to see you do.
Yeah, got you.
Yeah.
There-
They would never place a song in a car for the whole time.
You haven't seen Wayne's World, right?
Yeah, good point.
I stand corrected.
Yeah, there we go.
That's an epic car scene.
It is. I got one this episode. All right. Well, now we go back to Raymond.
Yeah.
Right on. First off, we just finished talking to you before we get to it. What were the highlights of this debate so far for you?
I did like the singing bits.
Okay.
But I also liked fantasizing about Sly over here with Carl Weathers on the beach, and that was that was pretty fun. It took me out of my day-to-day life. I wasn't thinking about rent or medical bills. I was thinking about these two handsome
That
men
won
on
you
the
over a
beach,
bit.
and so it was pretty. The whole thing was very interesting. I'm very happy to be here.
Oh man, well, I'm happy to have you. So I guess this is a moment. Break it down for us of what you thought, and then let us know who won.
Yeah, I do really like the type of movie that you just described as the best movie, Sly, but it's painfully accurate to my own life. And so I think I have to give the win to musicals over here, because it just helps me escape from the reality nightmare that is my current life, and when especially Bollywood's my favorite actually. I'm even racist and I still like it. That's how much fun they are, and it takes me out of everything. So
I thought
sometimes
I was your hero. Oh, man.
you're one. Everyone's
Look,
my.
it's
You're
just
one
an
of my
honor to be
heroes.
nominated,
It's-
really.
I appreciate everything that you. Just sometimes
the argument
when you
is,
blow up
what's
a
the-
helicopter, I think of my friend who was in the helicopter with Kobe Bryant, and I just can't. It just brings me back into real life.
Sorry to hear that.
The
So
highest
I
form.
have to give it to musicals.
That's it. The highest form of entertainment is musicals. We've solved it. Congratulations, Chloe. Mission.
Let me know if you want me to
accomplished.
sing you guys out.
Okay, yeah. Well, you'll hold on to that. We will.
You can see me in my limo.
I want to give a quick thank you. Thanks so much, Sylvester, for coming in.
you.
That was awesome. One more time, Raymond. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
To all my listeners, please follow us on Patreon, on YouTube, on everything on social media.
On stage.
And now off to Chloe to wrap it up.
Oh, I didn't know you were actually going to do it. I was making a fucking joke.
Never mind. Okay.
They're gonna hear
Thank you,
me
guys.
sing.
Farewell, auf Wiedersehen.
Thank you guys so much for
I do,
This is the best
listening.
thing I've ever
I
heard.
do.
Have a great week.
I do to you and you and you. Goodbye. Everyone pick a note.
Done.
We made magic today.